Hey guys, it's Chris. From human blood to snake venom, here are 8 of the most expensive liquids in the world. The cost of a few of these blew my mind, so let's get into it. Number 8. Mercury. Mercury, the liquid, not the planet, is a very interesting metal compared to its fellow brethren, mainly because it's the only metal that stays in liquid form at room temperature. And because of this, mercury is used for various things, including being one of the main ingredients in making thermometers, which are sold all over the world today. However, it can also be used as a catalyst in various chemical procedures and help make gold and tin into amalgams. There are other uses for it, but because of various concerns about the liquid metal, it's being phased out in terms of proper use. The reason for this belief is that mercury is incredibly toxic when touched with bare skin or somehow ingested. Mercury poisoning is often fatal, yet despite this, mercury is very expensive. And though the price has gone up or down in recent years, a mere flask of mercury can cost up to $2,000 if not more. Number 7, believe it or not, nail polish. When it comes to beauty products, the sky's the limit when it comes to what to charge for the best product out there. And that definitely applies to nail polish. After all, for many women in the world, from the A-list stars of Hollywood to the common girls who just want to impress their friends with how they look, their hands are very important. And the nails that they have are an extension of their looks and their personality. To that end, numerous beauty companies try to go all out and make sure that their nail polish does everything that the wearer wants and more. Because of this, the price per gallon of nail polish can vary greatly. Some of them cost $890 per gallon, which is honestly rather reasonable when you consider how much nail polish you actually use in a certain period of time. And then you have brands like Essie, which charge $9 for a very small container of nail polish. And when you add it up, you get around $2,400 per gallon of nail polish. Granted, this is because Essie makes a very high-quality nail polish that's said to be incredibly chip-resistant and more, so the price is fairly increased. But still, for a beauty product, it's a lot to pay. Number 6. Human blood. Every human has about 1.5 gallons of blood within their body, and it's almost always ready to refill whatever blood you lost via cuts or other injuries. This actually makes it so that donating blood isn't just possible, it's necessary at times. My body's working to replenish my blood right now because I actually donated blood last night. There are millions of people in the world today that need a blood transfusion, infusion, and more, but there isn't enough to go around because there aren't enough donors, which is why blood banks will often pay people to donate blood just so they can get it. They paid me in snacks last night. But that's not why human blood is expensive per se, though it is a big factor. The big expense in it is what happens after the blood is taken out of the donor's body. It needs to go through several processes to make sure that the blood is ready for whatever medical procedure is needed for the person in need. Between these processes, the countries the blood is being used in or sold to, it can make the cost of blood very expensive. Places like the Red Cross will charge up to $150 for a single pint of blood because of how low their own reserves have gotten, which means that a gallon of blood can cost $2,500 if not more, depending on circumstances. And now for number 5, something you probably use all the time, but first, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on the latest videos. Number 5. Black printer ink. Everyone who has ever had a printer before knows the cost of the printer is nothing compared to the cost of buying ink for it. Go into any store in the world that sells ink and your eyes will bug out at just how expensive it can be, especially if you buy special packs with multiple colors that suit your printer's needs. But of course, the most valuable and expensive of these inks is the infamous black ink. Now you're asking, why just black ink? It's honestly because black is the color most often used in various documents. If you're typing up something in Microsoft Word, you're likely using black text. When you write an email and it needs to be printed out, it uses black ink the most. Recipes are written in black text most times. Websites prefer to use black text to ensure that the letters stand out, and on it goes. Black is the most used color, so that's the one they charge the most for because they'll know you'll reload it as soon as it runs out. To that end, things like a gallon of HP black ink can cost up to $3,500 if not more, all because they know that you're gonna need it. That's sneaky. Number 4. Insulin. In the average human, insulin is a naturally occurring thing that your body makes via your pancreas. The purpose of insulin is simple: to help keep your glucose levels up, as well as it makes sure that your body has a good metabolism. However, that's just on the average person. There are many people who may not be able to make their own insulin, and most of them have diabetes. To that end, getting insulin in their bodies is vital so that they can survive without serious threat of sickness or death. So getting insulin from doctors is a must. But because of various factors, paying for insulin can be more costly than just about anything else on the market. In 2016, a report stated that it cost $13.47 per milliliter of insulin. When you convert that into a gallon, that's roughly $25,000. And you can bet that people will need a gallon of insulin over time. And then they'll get more when that gallon runs out. The sad thing here is that it's truly a matter of greed and not work cost. Because when insulin was discovered in the United States in the 1920s, the doctor who made it gave it away to their patients for no extra charge or fee. But now that's not the case. In fact, it's not even close. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry just to make this liquid because they know that there are millions out there who need it and will find a way to pay for it. And yet people are fighting back, including lowering their dosage of the medicine in order to try to get the dosage they have to last longer, or they just won't take it at all because they can't afford to keep going on it. Number 3. Horseshoe crab blood. I know this may sound gross, but it's not exactly what you think, though it is close. There is a crab out there called the horseshoe crab, and its blood is very unique compared to other crabs and animals on Earth for that matter. You see, its blood does not contain hemoglobin. It actually has hemocyanin. This makes it so the blood of this crab is blue. You might be thinking, so? Why does that matter? This special blood will clot very quickly whenever a bacteria or infection gets into it. This in turn makes it so the blood is an agent of detection in various medical practices. It can be used to help test batches of medicine like penicillin and even find things like certain medical instruments and implants that have been contaminated. The horseshoe crabs are bought in bulk and then drained of their blood, or part of it anyways. They're only actually drained of about 1/3 of their blood, which in theory says that they can still live and be returned to the sea. That being said, because of the demand to use this blood to help find and then fight bacteria and infections, the desire to keep getting this blood is in high demand. That's why the cost of this blood is around $52,000 per gallon. Number 2. King cobra venom. The king cobra is one of the deadliest snakes in the world, and is in fact the longest venomous snake in the world. There's enough venom in a king cobra to kill an elephant, which is no small feat in its own right. Now you'd think that anyone within their right mind would want to stay away from it at all costs, and yet, as some have found out, the venom of the king cobra can help make a powerful painkiller. This particular painkiller is made because of the protein ohanian, which when extracted from the venom can help detoxify it and thus make the painkiller, one that is 20 times stronger than morphine, which is the standard painkiller medicine in the world today. Because of this, the need for it is mighty, but due to the nature of how they get the venom, they're allowed to charge a lot, to the extent that it can cost $130,000 to $150,000 for a gallon of it. And number 1, AMALFI Limoncello Supreme. Now, I want you to picture the most expensive drink you ever have. Think about everything that came with it, the glass or bottle or whatever it came in, the ice, the name brand that you likely bought, and of course, the price of it. Now, how expensive was that drink? It goes without saying that whatever the price of that drink was, it's got nothing on the AMALFI Limoncello Supreme drink. I say that because it cost $30 million, and that's just for one bottle. At this point, you might be thinking, that better be the best tasting drink in the entire world if I'm going to pay that much, and you would be right to have that reaction. But though the liquid is part of the cost, it's not the focal point of it. That honor actually goes to the bottle. The bottle itself is home to not only a beautiful liquor, the body contains one of the world's rarest diamonds, a mammoth rare single cut at 18.5 carats, truly the most stunning gemstone. Only one other is said to be made. No matter what way you slice it, this is one drink that you better be ready to pay a pretty penny for if you're going to try it out. Or would you even want to try it out at all to keep the value up? Or do you just want to make friends with somebody super rich who already has one of these? Well, thanks for watching. What did you think of these expensive liquids? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.